Good morning, students. Today we have a new topic to discuss from water, and that is solution. So, what is solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two components mixed homogeneously and whose composition can be changed by changing the amount of components in it. So since solution is considered to be a homogeneous mixture, we can say that a mixture in which the components are uniformly distributed. Like in the case of sugar solution, it becomes a homogeneous mixture because here the sugar particles are uniformly distributed throughout the solution and the properties remain the same. So solution is always a homogeneous mixture because of the two reasons. First is composition throughout will remain same and the properties throughout will be constant. Now as you know that solution can be made by adding solute and solvent. By adding solute and solvent. So solute are the particles that are dissolved in the solvent, and solvent are the components that can dissolve solute in it. For example, when we prepare or when you add sugar in water, we can obtain sugar solution. We obtain sugar solution. So in this case, sugar becomes the solute and water is called the solvent. So when solute and solvent, which are the two components, are homogeneously mixed, then we can obtain a solution. Now the question comes that which one out of these two components can be considered to be the solvent. So a solvent is always decided by the final phase or state of the solution. If the state of the solution is liquid, then the components which one will be liquid will be termed as the solvent. For example, in sugar solution you can find the solution finally is in the liquid state. And out of these two components, water is the liquid. So water can be termed as the solvent here. So solvent will be the component which is always decided by the phase or state of the solution. Had the state of the solution been solid, then the component which is solid in state will be considered as the solvent. Now coming to the different types of solution depending upon the number of components present in it. If there are two components present in a solution, we call that solution as binary solution. It is called binary solution. Example is sugar solution or salt solution or milk plus water, milk added to water or water added to milk. Since the components are two in numbers, this solution will be binary solution. Similarly, we can have ternary solution where the components will be three in numbers. Example, sugar, water and milk is also added to it. Now you can see the components are 3 numbers. It is called ternary solution. Similarly, we can have quaternary solution, where the components will be 4 in numbers. For example, in this itself, we have sugar, water, milk, and let us suppose we are adding one more component like salt to it. Now the components are all together 4 in numbers, so the solution is quaternary solution. Next, you should understand that solution can never be between two liquids or between solid and liquid. So we have the solution which can be made between the components which are in solid and liquid state. That is, one component will be liquid, the other can be solid. Example, you know, will be sugar solution. Similarly, we can have the solution which contains the components in the liquid state only. We have example, milk and water. Milk plus water. Similarly, we can have a solution obtained by mixing two solids homogeneously. So in this case, examples are alloy. Alloys are the example where solid and solid are mixed. Same way, we can also add or dissolve gas into a liquid. Example can be aerated drink or cold drinks. So we have these different types of solution based on the nature of the components present in it. Then we can have one solution called true solution. Normally we call solution as a true solution. True solution. So true solution is that solution where the size of the particle is about 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So the solution in which the size of the particles is 10 to the power minus 10 meter will be will be true solution. And it is not only the characteristics of true solution. Apart from this, we have other characteristics like true solution cannot be filtered using ordinary filtration process. True solution does not scatter the light. The particles in the true solution does not settle down. These are some of the important characteristics of true solution. Coming to aqueous and non-aqueous solution. Aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, water is the solvent. The solvent is water. Like milk and water, it is an aqueous solution. Similarly, we have non-aqueous solution. Non-aqueous solution where the solvent will be other than water. Means water is not the solvent. Water is not solvent here. A very common example is tincture of iodine, tincture of iodine, where it is a solution formed by dissolving iodine into alcohol. Here alcohol is the solvent, so it is an example of non-aqueous solution. Similarly, when we dissolve sulfur in carbon disulfide, here carbon disulfide is the solvent, so it is also an example of non-aqueous solution. Then we have dilute solution and concentrated solution. We see dilute solution and concentrated solution. Dilute solution means where amount of solvent will be more than the solute. For example, dilute hydrochloric acid. Here in this case, water quantity will be more than hydrochloric acid in it. So it is an example of dilute solution. Similarly, concentrated solution. Where amount of solute will be more than the solvent. That means when you reverse this, where the quantity of hydrochloric acid becomes more than water, then the solution will be concentrated solution. So next day we will discuss about saturated and unsaturated solution. Thank you.